Ego Jinpachi, a wise yet mysterious character with a past that's as fascinating as his philosophy. But who is he? Where did he come from? We the viewers know him so well but barely know him at the same time. Imagine this, you're a young soccer player with dreams of becoming Japan's greatest striker. You have been trained your whole life to believe that teamwork and humility are the keys to victory. But then you meet him, Ego Jinpachi, a former player whose own dreams of glory were crushed by the realities of a team-oriented sport. He tells you that everything you have been taught is a lie. He tells you that in order to win, you must become obsessed with yourself, with scoring, and with crushing anyone who stands in your way. Ego is not your typical coach. He's a man on a mission to turn selfishness into greatness. His experiences on the field, coupled with his fierce ambition, have driven him to create a new kind of player, one who prioritizes individual skill and tenacity above all. And today, we're unlocking the ultimate secrets of his philosophy. From the moment he walks into Blue Lock, you can sense his presence. There's something about him, cold, calculated, and focused. He's not interested in giving you a pep talk about teamwork or telling you that if you just believe in yourself, you'll succeed. No, Ego is here to create Japan's greatest striker, and his approach is as ruthless as it is genius. When he addresses the 300 players at Blue Lock for the first time, he says something that flips everything on its head.
Do you mean the same losers who have never claimed a single World Cup? You're either the best there is or you're trash. Got it?
Right away, you can see the shock on every player's face. This isn't the way they were expecting. Soccer is about teamwork, right? Helping your teammates, passing the ball, working together to score goals, or so they thought. But Ego doesn't care about teamwork. His philosophy is centered around a single idea to become the best. You have to be selfish. You have to believe that you're the most important person on the field. And to win, you need to be obsessed with scoring, obsessed with your own success. Think about it. The greatest strikers in the world, players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe, they didn't become legends by prioritizing their teammates. They became legends because they had an unshakable belief in their ability to dominate the game. That's exactly what Ego is trying to instill in the players at Blue Lock, a mindset where selfishness isn't just acceptable, it's necessary. Now, let's pause here for a second. You might be thinking, wait, isn't this a little extreme? Doesn't that kind of thinking lead to players who don't care about their team at all? And yeah, that's a fair point, but what makes Ego so fascinating is how he challenges our traditional views of the sport. He's not telling these players to ignore their teammates completely. What he's saying is that when it comes down to it, you have to believe that you are the one who's going to win the game. Take Isagi, for example. At the beginning of Blue Lock, Isagi struggles to understand this. He's been taught his whole life that soccer is a team sport. But as the series progresses, you start to see a change in him. Slowly, Isagi begins to embrace the idea that he has to be the one to score. And that transformation, that's what Ego is after. He wants to break down these players' old beliefs and rebuild them into strikers who are laser focused on one thing, scoring goals. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Blue Lock facility is designed to push these players to their absolute limits. It's a pressure cooker. They're constantly being ranked, tested, and eliminated if they can't live up to Ego's high standards. You're either good enough to survive or you're gone. Now, I want you to imagine being in that situation, that constant pressure, knowing that you could be eliminated at any moment. It would mess with your head, right? But that's the point. Ego's philosophy isn't just about physical skill, it's about mental toughness. Can you handle that pressure? Can you stay focused on your goal even when everything around you is falling apart? That's where the genius of Ego really shines through. He's not only creating skilled players, he's making players who can thrive under pressure. Players who can trust their own instincts even when the odds are against them. And in the world of Blue Lock, that's what it takes to survive. Let me know if this is starting to click for you, because when you really think about it, Ego isn't just teaching these players how to be better at soccer. He's teaching them how to be mentally unshakable, how to have the kind of confidence that doesn't break no matter how intense the situation gets. Now, I would really think deep about this next part, because this is where things even get more intense. See, Ego's philosophy isn't all sunshine and success. There's a dark side to it, and it's something we can't ignore. As these players continue through Blue Lock, we start to see the cracks forming, the pressure, the constant focus on individual success. It begins to take a toll. Some players struggle with the weight of Ego's expectations. They begin to doubt themselves, and in some cases, they even lose lose sight of why they started in the first. And that's where the real question comes in. Is Ego's philosophy sustainable? Is it worth the mental and emotional cost? Because while it's true that selfishness can drive players to reach new heights, it can also break them. But here's what makes Ego's character so brilliant. He doesn't care. In his mind, greatness comes at a price. And if you're not willing to pay that price, then you don't deserve to be the greatest striker Japan has ever seen. So what's his endgame? What's Ego really after? On the surface, it's simple. He wants to create a striker who can lead Japan to the World Cup victory. But it's more than that. Ego just isn't about building a player. He's creating a mindset. He's pushing the boundaries of how we think about soccer and about competition itself. He believes that the old way of thinking, relying on teamwork and shared glory, won't be enough to win on the world stage. In Ego's eyes, the future of soccer belongs to the bold, the selfish, the players who aren't afraid to take control and score without hesitation. So here's the real question for you. Do you agree with Ego's methods? Is his obsession with egoism the key to creating greatness? Or is there something missing in his ruthless pursuit of victory? I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, and if you're as fascinated by Blue Lock as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But for more deep dives and analysis, thanks for watching, and remember, in Ego's Jinpachi's world, there's no room for doubt, only winners and losers.